Thank you all for coming, and I hope this will be a good learning experience and getting to know some of the things that you can do with different technologies, especially on mobility. So without any further ado, I will call on Manoj to come and give us a brief. Manoj?
My team told me that I could be casual, so I wear a pair of jeans. I hope everybody's okay with that. It's a Friday, and also a graduation day at the university. So I thought I would look younger. I think that's what they wanted me to. So thank you for coming, and thank you CIO for organizing this breakfast. We are very grateful. I've got a few key points that I want to address today. Of course, some of it is available on the net and so forth, but I wanted to touch upon a key few points about Samsung. I think the first point that I wanted to talk about today is what's our vision, what's Samsung vision. So we've been in the business for quite some time. A number of times our company management has changed, especially in the 80s. And the new vision that was defined from the 80s has been inspire the world and create the future. Then that itself is our underlying statement, underlying vision within everything that we do within the group. We are committed to innovations in technology. We are committing to bring what consumers want. There have been a number of things that we did from an Africa perspective as well. One of the key things that I want to talk about is we listened to the African consumer and were the first company to introduce a 24 months warranty in Africa. It's not just providing a 2 years or 24 months warranty, but we also backed it up with service centers across the country in Kenya and of course many other countries in East Africa. We also have laid out a mission from the group perspective. We are probably brand number 8 or 9 in terms of interbrand brand identity and brand value. Our vision for 2020 is to reach a turnover of 400 billion globally and to be within the first 5 brands in the world. So it's quite an ambitious task. We would, I would actually just look for what we did in the last 2 years. I think if you look at 2013 sales, we closed 216 billion. Of course, we're talking about 2020 and perhaps doubling what we did in 2013. We've got 6 more years to go. I guess it's achievable, it's reachable. I also wanted to talk about few other financials. I mean, we did in Q2 2014 about 51.4 billion with an operating profit of $7.1 billion. So we're still doing pretty well in terms of financials till the quarter 2. But the market has been slightly challenging. So obviously, from about 7 quarters or so, we've been number 1 in smartphones globally. And in terms of tablets, we are number 2. Of course, we are still in the catch-up game with the number 1 tablet provider in the world. In Kenya, I mean, we've been fortunate to have succeeded in a few segments. The Kenya market is slightly different to every other market, or especially the sub-Saharan Africa market. This is not an operator-driven market compared to Europe or US or some of the Southeast Asian countries, or even South Africa. We are in open market. Our business model in Kenya and in most of sub-Saharan Africa countries has been working through indigenous entrepreneurs in each of these countries, helping them while we build our brand in each of these towns and cities. But I'm quite happy to note here that if you look at Kenya as a country and the new county system, we are pretty much everywhere. We have reached most of the towns in Kenya. We've got loyal dealers in every one of these towns. We also have started building our own brand store. So we started our first brand store in if I remember well, March 2013. March 2012, I'm sorry, at Junction Mall. From there, we have kept building brand stores across the malls and most important sales clusters. We're also now moving to tier 2 and tier 3 countries. So we've got brand stores in Eldoret and Mombasa and Kisumu. We're looking to see what more we can do in terms of our own brand store. So the good thing about building a solid retail infrastructure has been that we want to sell original, genuine, and not counterfeit products. It's very important for us to convey that message to the consumers as a lot. Also, we provided promoters or experienced consultants in each of these retail points to ensure that the right education is imparted at the point of sale. The education in the sense that it could be activation of a device, activation of a service at the point of sale. It could also be how one can register into a warranty system, which we're very proud of. So just to talk about e-warranty, we have set up a platform, IT platform. A consumer can actually send an SMS with their IME number to a short code and receive a response that the phone is genuine and is in warranty. This has been a great tool for consumers, peace of mind for consumers, I would say that. It has also worked as a loyalty tool for us to encourage floor salesmen across the country to incentivize them to sell Samsung phones. So we looked at it from both a consumer perspective as well as those salesmen in the shops which we do not own. Actually, the shops are all owned by indigenous entrepreneurs. So it's been a great journey with e-warranty. We still encourage each and every consumer and corporates to look at the e-warranty before concluding whether the product is genuine, counterfeit, or is within warranty. Couple of other points that I wanted to talk about is that from 2011 we've witnessed quite a big growth in smartphones in Kenya, thanks to the operators in this country, Safaricom, Airtel, Orange, and You. The cost of internet had come down from 2011 onwards. It's been coming down. So the affordability of data is quite good. This has brought in a totally new segment for us, which is the entry smartphone segment. So from 2011 onwards, we've been working with a couple of major partners, operators, to ensure that we tap into the smartphone market while providing the Galaxy experience into the bottom tier. At the same time, we also launched very key and flagship products. So every year you would find that we have one flagship product coming out of smartphones. For example, this year we launched Galaxy S5. And in the second category, we launched a Note. For example, last year was Note 3. We are awaiting Note 4, and the formal launch for the Note 4 will be in Berlin at the IFA event. It's on September 3rd, if you want to note the date. Then the last bit being the tablet segment. So every year we have launched latest and new technology into the tab segment. So this year, a few months ago, or a few weeks ago actually, we launched Tab S globally. And Tab S was launched in Kenya a couple of weeks ago. So I think Ryan will talk about what Tab S can do in terms of mobility and for enterprises. So those are the three flagship categories, and every year our commitment to Kenya and East Africa is to bring the flagship products into Kenya at the same time as a global shipments or global launches. So we've succeeded in getting that part right. Few other points about Samsung is that we spent approximately, let me get this figure right, about 10 billion US dollars into research and development. We've got huge facilities across the world, also in emerging market. Africa is perhaps the next place for us to have an R&D center. But we have done quite a number of other things in Africa. For example, in Kenya, we have launched a consumer service academy, service point. So there's something on Woodvale Group. That's CSP is owned, 100% owned and operated by us. We also launched what we call it as Engineering Academy, where we train young engineers or technicians. We skill them up how to repair and troubleshoot our equipment, right from the television to the smallest mobile phone. We've got training facilities. Few other things that we did in Kenya is some of them ongoing, is that we work with the Ministry of Education and some of the schools to provide what we call it as solar powered internet school. Has been a great journey also for us, working with different regulators, different ministries to reach the grassroots level. The other part of the business we are focusing, especially for the second half now, and I mean this year and perhaps next year, would be to see what we can do for the corporate segment. We really want to talk to the IT managers across Kenya industries, across different verticals. Lot of things that we talk. I want to actually move from the product sales into whether we can provide a solution to each one of you or not. Before I leave the stage, my challenge to each one of you, or my request to each one of you, would be to give us the most difficult task that we can solve or we cannot solve. I believe that we have got a number of solutions. We also work with some of the developers and development companies, software companies. So let's hear from you what challenges you have and how we can solve your issues. I think that should be the discussion. I'm sure there will be an open session coming up soon. Thank you so much, and have a good morning.